Hello, Alastair. There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Hello, Dan Glass.
Hello,
Before we
Alastair.
start,
Thank you.
the most important thing, Slanchivar,
Yes. Slanchivar. Thank you.
as we get it.
Yes. This is so good. Thank you. Good to see you. You've been telling me.
By the way, if his supervisor, are you doing a PhD?
No, it's for a book.
A book. Well, if his editor is watching this, Dan's technique is he gets his people away. I've said enough.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't know.
You were asking me, Dan, just because
Yeah.
you're switching that on, you know, how I keep my spirits high or something like that.
Yeah, and what's been going on recently? Yeah. since we
Yeah,
last
so
talked about-
my short answer is that the worse things get, the more important it is we catch that and use it as an opportunity to raise consciousness.
Yeah.
Because if everything is going swimmingly, people are just swimming in the pool
Yeah.
and they don't wake up.
Mm.
So, you know, if we are spiritual activists, or if we are activists with a spiritual perspective on what we are doing, we need to catch these times as moments to raise consciousness, and that's kind of what I'm full on doing just now.
Brilliant. I mean, your book, which we studied in CHE, Spiritual Activism, is phenomenal. I guess, what's the latest thing that you're writing? Or
Well, I have them on the shelf right behind me here. You've got, you know, my two latest ones.
this one, yeah, it's brilliant.
Spiritual activism done
Yeah.
with Matt Carmichael, an activist in Leeds.
Uh-huh.
And that is the summary of, well, that is the material for the course that you did at the
Yeah,
Centre
yeah.
for Human Ecology, the module I taught in spiritual activism,
Yeah.
that Matt updated
Yeah.
to speak also to younger
Mm.
activists. By the way, look at the cover of that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That was done by Vic Brown,
Big Brown.
Victoria Brown, one of our people in the Galgale Trust from the Gorbals in Glasgow.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah, you wrote about Vic.
Yeah, and let me show you.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably did write about it. Let me show you this, because this is, you know, she also engraved it on wood.
Beautiful. Oh,
It's
happy
a Gal
birthday.
Gale.
Oh,
Gal Gale.
beautiful.
Galgale,
Yeah.
the local organisation that we're involved with.
Yeah.
And then the other book is, you know, this
yeah,
is
yeah.
a really major.
Is that the
one.
because I've got the hardback.
You've got the hardback of that, yeah. It's got a
Yeah.
white, different cover.
Oh, that's
Change
beautiful.
the cover. That's Poacher's Pilgrimage.
Who designed
The
that?
Island Journey. Berlin did that. They reckoned when they did the hardback, they used a kind of more abstract cover because they reckoned that was the vogue at the time.
Yeah.
But then they decided
Wow.
that for the paperback, they'd put it into a different cover, and I really like that.
This
It's
is
beautifully
good.
designed.
This is good. Yeah, yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. So that's what I'm, you know, what
Wow.
I've been working on, and many, you know, as you know, Dan, I made, yeah, that's the cover you'll know for Poacher's Pilgrimage. You see,
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've got. Yeah.
different cover
Different,
for the hardback.
different vibe.
But
So,
basically, you know, most of my livelihood comes from speaking, being invited to do
Yeah.
keynotes at events and workshops and so on.
yeah.
Because you make very little in royalties. I mean, each hardback that sells, I will get, well, it sells for 10 quid. Supposedly I get, I think it's 7% or something. That's 70 pence. But because they sell at, you know, less than 50%, I end up maybe getting about 30 pence a copy.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Yeah.
why it's the speaking and so on that keeps me going. So I'm always on the road, going off doing things. And,
Yeah. Where's your latest favourite speaking engagement you've done?
well, the latest one was the creative writing students at Dundee University.
Oh, nice.
And that night a debate was a conservative evangelical minister, who you may well know, David Robertson, because he's always in the news on issues such as gay marriage and the trans issue.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, taking the conservative evangelical stand.
Yeah.
We didn't actually debate that night. It didn't come up in anybody's questions.
Yeah.
But, you know, we were debating theology.
Mm.
And my theology is a liberal or progressive theology. It's a mystical, spiritually based theology. His theology is absolutely centered on the Bible.
Yeah.
I'm sure he would want to say that that is also mystical and spiritual,
Yeah.
but very, in a literal sense, read through the paradigm of the Bible, both the Hebrew Bible, the what Christians slightly rudely call the Old Testament,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the New Testament, including most importantly the four Gospels of Jesus.
Yeah.
So we had a theological debate about that. That was the most recent one.
Oh, amazing. I can imagine that was quite something. I guess to put the context of the book, so it's the 50th anniversary this year of the Stonewall riots in New York, where two trans, black, homeless women started the riot by throwing bricks against the police who were invading the gay bar. And this was before it was decriminalised, being gay. And so that started the modern pride movement by challenging police brutality. And starting pride celebrations and the marches and the protests. And then activists from the Gay Liberation Front in London went to New York, found out about it, and then started Pride in London, and then it spread all over the world. So it's really historic and poignant anniversary when it comes to liberation. But I've interviewed loads of amazing... So I'm basically interviewing the people who started Pride, the ones who are still alive, and then younger generation activists to look at the legacy of it today. Because still, obviously, on a local level, there's so many freedoms to win still, and globally, there's still so many countries which are criminal.
Nobody's done that before.
Not on a British
Not on the
perspective.
No.
Not British, no.
Yeah, a few theses and so on I would have expected, but...
Few what?
A few PhD theses.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of American...
Yeah.
Like, I find activists in America write their theories and their analyses and their autobiographies a lot more than we do in Britain. They're like, yeah, we can do that, yeah, we can. We don't really have a culture of writing activists or spiritual activist books, because I guess in America there's much more of a can-do culture about it. And I think
there's a much bigger market in America if you can get into it. So that makes it easier to support the publishers. Also, ironically, although they have supposed separation of church and state, as a backside of a dollar bill shows you, in God we trust, they are outwardly more religious, whereas the British are much more, especially the English, which is a greater part of the population, are much more reserved in such matters. So you can kind of do it more comfortably.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, funnily enough, you say that, but the very book, your phone's on it, I won't lift it up, but they're the book by a guy, Philip Goldberg. You've got a Jewish background, and interestingly, Goldberg, who I presume is Jewish from his name, or very likely, he's pointing out a lot of these spiritual activists are people of Jewish provenance.
Wow.
There's who have we got on the shelf here? Adrian Rich, I think, with a mixture of Jewish and Presbyterian. What's his name? We did Howell Allen Ginsberg. There's a whole raft of them. And what he's oh my goodness, I got carried away on a sidetrack, and I've forgotten the main point I was going to make about it. That's right, American figure. What he's pointing out is that it was when, via the British Empire, via India, the Veda, the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and what have you, when they came to America, that's the whole sort of thing that we came to call the New Age movement or the counterculture movement took off. Because you had the meeting of the ideas with a receptacle that was hungry for them, because conventional Christian stuff wasn't feeding people. And you had moneyed people, wealthy heiresses and that kind of stuff, who resourced it.
Exactly. It's really, I've written that down. I'll look to get it. I guess it's so. I've interviewed loads of amazing people and activists involved in different areas of LGBT. And when I say queer activism, you don't have to be queer. You have to be queer in a metaphorical sense, i.e., seeing above and beyond the immediate, like the binaries, and seeing the deeper magic which you write about. And why that no one's really spoken about spirituality and how spiritual.
Seriously?
Not really, and I think it's because a lot of people on a subconscious level associate spirituality with homophobic religious texts.
Yeah, they confuse spirituality and religion.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and I've been on a big journey since we did the course. I did the course in 2006.
Yeah.
Because
the spiritual activism. Yeah.
now, at the time, I was like, oh, I don't want to touch it because I associated it with Jewish texts that you're going to burn in hell. So I was like, no thanks, Alastair. But now
I've got it. It's true for you, Dan.
It's true.
You know, Jesus never said anything about the gays,
Yeah,
but you've got it coming.
He never feels it. Exactly. And I think now it's come full circle, and I've seen, well, in the last 5-10 years, seen really that, you know, when you talk about so many things in the spiritual activism book, whether it's Jung and transcendentalism, and or the liminal spaces,
transpersonal psychology, Eastern insights from Eastern faiths, and
the deeper magic.
And just, you know, the fundamental question: is there such a thing as spiritual reality?
Yeah.
Is it valid? Remember, you know, the first lesson I teach.
Yeah.
When we did when we do the spiritual activism course, the first week, would be looking at the question: is there any evidence for spiritual reality?